The absence of an official article regarding Jin's recent win at the Golden Disc Awards has sparked widespread discussion among fans and industry observers, raising questions about agency communication and media priorities in today's K-pop landscape. Despite widespread confirmation across fan communities that Jin, a member of BTS, secured the Male Most Popular Artist Award at the 40th Golden Disc Awards, mainstream media coverage has remained surprisingly quiet. In the hours following the award ceremony, fan bases quickly circulated screenshots, voting results, and congratulatory messages confirming Jin's victory. Social media platforms were flooded with celebratory posts, many of which referenced official award graphics and on-site confirmations from the event. For fans, the win itself was never in doubt. What became puzzling, however, was the noticeable lack of follow-up articles from major Korean entertainment outlets and international K-pop news platforms, sources that typically publish detailed coverage of award results within hours. This silence has led to growing speculation about the role of agency-led communication in shaping what becomes news. In the K-pop industry, official press releases often serve as the primary trigger for widespread media reporting. Without a formal statement from HYBE or its subsidiary label, many outlets may have opted to hold back, especially when the award category is fan-voted rather than jury-selected. Historically, fan-voted awards, despite their significance to artists and supporters, do not always receive the same editorial priority as daesang or album-based honors. The situation has reignited a long-standing debate within fandom culture about visibility and recognition. Jin's victory is particularly symbolic as it reflects sustained fan engagement and public support rather than industry gatekeeping. For many fans, the lack of official articles feels less like an oversight and more like a systemic issue, where certain achievements are quietly sidelined if they do not align with broader promotional strategies or award hierarchies. Industry insiders note that timing may also play a role. Entertainment companies often coordinate announcements around upcoming projects, comebacks, or global schedules. In some cases, achievements are acknowledged later through alternative channels, such as social media posts, anniversary content, or compiled year-end summaries. While this approach may make strategic sense internally, it can create frustration among fans who expect immediate recognition for milestone moments. As discussions continue to trend online, one thing remains clear: Jin's Golden Disc Awards win has already left its mark, regardless of official headlines. The controversy surrounding the absence of formal coverage has only amplified conversations about how success is measured, communicated, and remembered in the modern K-pop industry. Whether or not an official article eventually appears, the episode underscores the growing power of fan-driven narratives and the increasing scrutiny placed on agencies and media when recognition does not arrive as expected. The ongoing silence from official media channels has also highlighted how rapidly the balance of power in entertainment reporting is shifting. In an era where fan communities operate almost like real-time newsrooms, the absence of formal articles no longer erases an achievement, it merely changes who controls the narrative. Screenshots from broadcast footage, translated acceptance details, and archived voting data have continued to circulate widely, ensuring that Jin's Golden Disc Awards victory remains visible even without traditional confirmation from press outlets. What has further intensified the conversation is the contrast between this moment and previous award seasons, where similar categories involving high-profile artists were promptly acknowledged through press releases and headline articles. Fans have pointed out that such discrepancies reinforce the perception that coverage is often selective, shaped less by the significance of the win and more by strategic decisions behind the scenes. This has led to renewed scrutiny of how entertainment companies prioritize announcements and which accomplishments are deemed worthy of immediate amplification. Within industry circles, it is widely understood that agencies carefully manage the flow of information. A label such as Big Hit Music may delay or minimize certain announcements depending on broader promotional cycles, upcoming releases, or brand positioning. While this approach is standard practice, it can clash with fan expectations, especially when an award is the direct result of global fan participation and months of coordinated effort. For Jin's supporters, the issue goes beyond a single article. Many view the situation as emblematic of a larger pattern in which individual achievements, particularly those rooted in fan-driven success, are sometimes overshadowed by group narratives or commercial milestones. As a result, the lack of official acknowledgement has only strengthened fan resolve to document and preserve the moment themselves, treating the win as a historical record regardless of mainstream validation. As the discussion continues to unfold, the controversy surrounding Jin's Golden Disc Awards recognition has become a case study in modern fandom dynamics. It reveals how silence can unintentionally fuel louder conversations and how absence from headlines does not diminish impact in a digitally connected world. Whether the agency or major media outlets eventually release official coverage remains to be seen, but the episode has already cemented one reality. Jin's achievement stands firmly in the public consciousness, carried forward by the very fans who helped make it possible.
As days pass without an official statement, the situation has begun to reshape how fans interpret institutional silence. Rather than dampening enthusiasm, the lack of formal coverage has transformed Jin's Golden Disc Awards win into a rallying point, prompting deeper conversations about recognition, hierarchy, and visibility within the K-pop industry. What was initially a simple question, why no article has appeared, has evolved into a broader critique of how achievements are filtered before reaching the public. For many observers, this moment underscores the disconnect between traditional media timelines and the pace of global fandoms. Fans no longer wait passively for confirmation from established outlets. They actively archive, translate, and contextualize events themselves. In Jin's case, international fanbases have preserved records of the award result with meticulous care, treating the win as an indisputable fact rather than a rumor awaiting validation. This collective documentation has ensured that the achievement continues to circulate across platforms, independent of agency acknowledgement. At the same time, the controversy has reignited discussions about how solo accomplishments are framed within group-centered narratives. As a member of BTS, Jin's individual milestones are often viewed through the lens of the group's legacy. While this association amplifies visibility in many cases, it can also result in solo achievements receiving less immediate focus, particularly when they fall outside major commercial campaigns or comeback cycles. Media analysts note that award coverage is rarely neutral. Editorial decisions are shaped by algorithms, audience metrics, and perceived news value. In that context, the absence of articles about Jin's win at the Golden Disc Awards reflects not a denial of the result, but a calculation, one that may underestimate the cultural weight such moments carry for fans. Ironically, this miscalculation has fueled even greater engagement, with discussions extending beyond fandom spaces into broader conversations about fairness and acknowledgement. Ultimately, the episode highlights a turning point in how success is recorded in pop culture. Official articles and press releases still matter, but they are no longer the sole arbiters of legacy. Jin's win exists firmly in the collective memory of fans, preserved through digital footprints that cannot be erased by omission. Whether or not a formal article eventually appears, the controversy itself has become part of the story, one that illustrates how modern fandoms ensure that meaningful achievements are seen, remembered, and celebrated on their own terms. Looking ahead, the lingering question is not whether Jin's achievement will be remembered, but how the industry will respond to moments like this in the future. The controversy has exposed a growing gap between institutional acknowledgement and public consensus, one that becomes increasingly visible when fans feel compelled to step in as archivists of history. In Jin's case, the collective response has already reframed the narrative. The absence of official coverage is no longer seen as a void, but as a catalyst for deeper scrutiny. This moment has also prompted conversations about accountability in entertainment journalism. When recognition is delayed or omitted, audiences are quick to notice patterns, drawing connections between what is covered extensively and what quietly fades into the background. For an artist whose career has been defined by longevity, consistency, and a devoted global following, the silence feels especially discordant. It challenges long-held assumptions about whose achievements are deemed newsworthy and why. At the same time, the situation reflects a broader cultural shift in how validation operates. Awards once relied solely on press amplification to secure their place in public memory. Now, visibility can be sustained through fan-driven ecosystems that are faster, louder, and more persistent than traditional media. Jin's Golden Disc Awards win continues to trend in conversations, not because of headlines, but because fans refuse to let it be overlooked. In the end, the controversy may leave a lasting impact beyond this single award season. It has highlighted the evolving relationship between artists, agencies, media, and audiences, one in which silence can speak just as loudly as celebration. Jin's victory stands as both an achievement and a symbol, reminding the industry that recognition no longer flows in only one direction. Even without an official article, the story has already been written, shared, and preserved by those who believe it matters most.